Hello fellow colorists, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jody and today we have something a little bit different once again. Today's video is not sponsored, however, I was sent a couple of items from Meeden to demo on my channel and to try out personally, and they have also supplied me with a coupon code called JI Colorist, and it will get you 10% off from anything that you would like to look at on the Meeden website. The coupon code is in my video description, and I will also leave a link to the two items that they did send me. In front of me I have a black Stillman & Birn sketchbook, and then I also have some fluid cold pressed finished watercolor block. And what I thought I would do is once I open up the items, I would do a little bit of swatching with you here, and so we can see how this what they sent me works out. Okay, so let me move these aside and let me show you the first item that came. And Meeden contacted me and asked me to take a look at their website to see if there was anything of interest. I explained to them that I was not an artist but a colorist, and any items that I would be using in conjunction with my adult coloring. And they said that was perfectly fine, just take a look. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to try, and I will take the wrapper off. I haven't even opened these up. This came pretty quickly, but I asked to try their 12 colors of Meeden acrylic paint in the pastels. I thought that would probably be used the most for my backgrounds and stuff like that. I tend to do more muted colors than bright and bold things. So they sent, each tube is 22 milliliters or 0.74 fluid ounces. It is acrylic paint, and there are 12 in this set. So it says that they are rich colored, heavy-bodied, versatility, non-toxic, pastel. On the back of the box, we have got both the color name and the pigment information, and then some light fastness and also some transparency. So the pluses are the light fast ratings, and then the black box is whether it's transparent or opaque, and then the numbers are obviously the pigment numbers. So as a colorist, I'm not really too fussed about the pigment numbers because I don't use that part. And light fastness, anything that I do is going to be in a book anyways, so I'm not really planning on hanging stuff on a wall. If I did, I would use UV protectant glass anyways. So although these have light fast ratings, I'm not going to be testing them for that part. I want to test to see how pretty the colors are, how much coverage they have, whether or not they'll be good to use in our adult coloring. So along with the paint, I asked to try one of their palettes. Now Meeden is a Chinese company that been selling art products for a while. They're most known for their palettes. They have some beautiful porcelain palettes in all different kinds of sizes, and this one appealed to me because it has a lid. So it's a 12 well palette, and it also has a lid. So I'm just going to take it out of the styrofoam. So it's well packaged. Has the Meeden logo there, some protective foam, more protective foam. Okay, so this is the 12. It's quite small. I don't have a large desk, and as colorists, I think everybody kind of can anticipate that. And we don't use a lot of paint when we're doing stuff. Oh, sorry for that noise. So I thought that I would like to try this. This would also be a good palette for inks. I thought if you were doing something with liquid inks, that would be, or liquid watercolors, that would also be good. But I want to try out, and I'm going to put, since there's 12 colors and there's 12, I'm going to put a little bit of each color in the palette, and this is the mixing area. And when we're done, we can also just cover it up. So if you have cats or any other furry little animal that hops up onto your desk once in a while, having something to just quickly cover the palette when you need to leave the room to get the phone or use the washroom, that's kind of ideal. I will be cleaning this palette and won't store. This is acrylic paint, so this isn't gouache. So gouache you can reactivate with water as with watercolors, but acrylic paint, once you're done, you clean up after yourself. So that's my plan. But yeah, I think it's a cute little size. Let me take some measurements for you. So the palette itself is 4 by 4 inches or 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. So that's a nice little size. It's like a little tile size, if you know what that is. So let's go ahead and maybe zoom you down a little bit, and we'll put some of this paint. These are metal tubes. Okay. This is peony pink, apricot orange, Arctic blue. This is a really nice color for sky. I think that'll be great. And then there's another blue called, well, there's two more blues. There's this ocean blue, so it looks quite teal. Oh yeah, that's pretty. We have spring green. These are fun names. That's quite bright. Bubblegum pink. Still pretty muted, which is nice. It's more of a coral color. This is lavender purple. So far, all of these are coming out with not any problem. They haven't separated or anything. Tulip pink. Sometimes you can get your paint will come out, and especially gouache. I don't know if maybe acrylic doesn't do it as much, but it separates in the tube. Sunrise yellow. This one is called cream. So far the colors on the tubes have been matching fairly good. This is mint green. That's pretty too. And this is waterfall blue. Okay, those are our 12 colors in the pastel set. Let me grab my sketchbook and watercolor paper and we'll do some swatching. And we'll also see how this palette works. I'm going to swatch, like I mentioned, on both watercolor white, or it's kind of ivory colored paper, and then on my black Stillman & Pearl. I will speed the camera up so this isn't taking forever, but I will let you see both on the white and the black page as I'm doing it, and then when I'm done. So in between each one, I'll obviously be cleaning my brush off. It's a nice consistency. Okay, so here are the paint swatches. They're still wet, and they will be drying. I have gone and written the names of the the paint names on the white watercolor sheet, so that at least I could know what the colors are. So my first thing is that the ocean blue is quite a nice teal, but it's definitely what I would call pastel. The spring green is quite vibrant, and but the other colors are bubblegum pink is not. I guess there is a pastel shade to it, but yeah, definitely a nice selection of pastels, and certainly ones that will look good on my coloring pages. Now the coverage as it dries, they're not super opaque, but they are fairly matte. They're not really shiny, which is good. I don't want a lot of shine on my backgrounds at times. When I want shine, then I'll use shiny paint, but if I'm just looking for a flat background. So yeah, I'm not sure that, I think you would need more than one coat for doing on a black background. But I mean, we don't have black backgrounds often that we would paint over with something light. So this was more just for my interest to see how the coverage was. I think that most of my coloring pages will be on white paper, and it covered it quite well just with the one pass. The only one that was a little bit streaky is the spring green. There's quite a yellow undertone and the green, so that's the only one that I think it would look great as grass, and like you could really get some strokes, because there's already, if you notice there's already some strokes kind of showing through with the paintbrush. So I think you could get some really good grass effects and some cool bushes with that pictured color. So yeah, we'll let it totally dry, and I'll come back for one final look once they're dry to make sure that they did dry matte. And in the meantime, I am going to go grab a coloring page and use up some of this paint on a background. I have a cute page here from Chris Rainiak's Frogs and Friends edition volume number 2, and this is the Amanda Colors page for the month. So I just thought I would go ahead and add a bit of a background to this page. I do disc bind them, so I'm actually going to just remove it from the book altogether, and that'll give me a flatter surface. Since I do have all of the colors already out, I'm going to take a sea sponge and just see how this goes to town a bit. So and then we've got some lighter blue we can put in the sky. And I think we need a bit of sun up in the sky too. So we got a few rays coming down. And then we've got this turquoise color. I'm just going to mix it up, put it on the palette a bit. So I had some different texture to the blue area. There, that kind of looks nice. He's kind of walking along. Okay, let's paint the frog. Let's get a clean paintbrush. And we've got this bright, bright yellowy green. Let's give him some paint. And we'll see how the lines show up, because there's kind of like a little bit of grayscale already, so it would be fine if the lines continued to show. We really need to, Amanda calls her frog Jeremiah, for Jeremiah the bullfrog. And I kind of like that name, so I think I might start calling him Jeremiah as well. That's pretty cute. It is a bright green, so that's the only one that I would question on it being actually pastel colored, but that's okay. A little blue hat. Now I went over the lines that time, and this color is definitely a little bit more opaque, so that's good to know. And then I'll draw that line back in on the hat. I think that looks darling. We can add a bit more color to make the sun a little bit. So right now it's just a little bit, I can add a bit of orange to it as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll finish this page off with colored pencils or probably markers, and yeah, but that was an easy background with leftover paint. Now I'm going to go clean up the palette, and we're going to see how clean or if this is staining. I'm thinking it should clean up good, but you never know till you try. All right, I'll be back. Okay, cleanup went well. Just to show you, the palette, no problem, cleaned up with no staining, and I didn't expect anything with being coated porcelain. It shouldn't stain, so that was nice. I did like that there was a mixing area. There are a bunch of palettes on there, and I was humming and hawing as to which one I actually wanted, and so I may end up picking up for myself another Meeden palette, and I'll show you some on screen. So there's a wide variety of them. I do prefer porcelain palettes. They do also have watercolor tins, of course, but since these are looking at using them for acrylics and gouache, I wanted a porcelain palette, and I liked the fact that it was small. But yeah, for mixing larger areas, I'll probably need my large plate still, so this isn't going to totally replace that, which is fine. I just needed a small palette that has enough dividing areas that I can put a bunch of material out and then use it. So these have dried. They aren't totally matte, but they aren't very reflective either. I'm happy with the coverage on the white paper. I think that these will be great in my backgrounds and coloring pages, and probably not would use them on black paper. You would need a few coats, definitely 2 coats. They did clean nicely out of my sea sponge, so this is from a dye ink that I used before, so not from today, but I used this section today and it cleaned up well. So no problems there. Again, here's how my fun little, just using up the leftover paint, and that's what I end up doing typically for backgrounds, is after I've used up paint when I'm doing an actual page or some type of art, I'll then use the leftovers on a coloring page in a background, and I just it's an easy, quick way to not waste paint and have some fun as well with the sponge. So I think the Jeremiah looks cute, and I think that'll be easy to finish off. So thanks very much to Meeden for sending me these paints. There's lots in these tubes. I will be able to paint many backgrounds in my coloring books. If you would like to see me use these Meeden paints in a coloring book, then leave that comment below, and I'll for sure do more of a painting with that. Today's was just an unboxing, and I wanted to try them out. I was excited to see the colors. I'm happy. They look so Eastery like. So yeah, so I'm quite excited about that. Love the little palette. So cute. It's going to look great on my desk. Thanks to Meeden for providing a discount code for all of my fellow colorists. If you do use the discount code, I believe I do earn some product credit, although I'm more interested in getting us all a deal. So by all means, take advantage of the best deal that you can for yourself. I will provide the links for both this set and this palette in the video description, like I mentioned. And until next time, I hope you're having a colorful and creative day. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of the Meeden branded products. I'd love to hear what you have tried, in case there's others that I want to try as well. All right, take care, my friends. Bye-bye for now.